Hey gang, DVD Collector back in the movie room, and it's time to get my lazy ass up and do this tag, this film tag that I was first tagged by Miss Shannon Riddler, and just got done watching the 13th Wolfman's tag, and it kind of was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do this video. So I went and found my answers that I'd already wrote down, and we're gonna get on with it. So bear with me, these answers and questions were wrote, very hastily. I could barely read my own handwriting, and some of the numbers might be mixed up. So if you watch this video and are writing down the questions, they might not be in the right order. But I guess as long as I get all 14, we're golden. So let's go with this. The first film you remember seeing in the as a kid. This is a hard one to answer, being that my memory is complete mush, and watching films as a young man is a hard one for me to remember. But I do remember that my first memory of watching a film in the theater was Empire Strikes Back. I remember going to see this with my mom and my brother as a kid. Number 2, what actor or actress did you have a crush on? Kind of like the same answer here. I'm going to say Carrie Fisher. I always had a huge crush on Princess Leia. As a child, the Star Wars universe has always been a huge deal for me, with action figures and movies and cartoons and books and all this stuff. I think Carrie Fisher is probably my childhood crush, but more Princess Leia. So, number 3, a movie you ended up liking even though you hated. Hard question again, because why do you watch a movie that you know you're going to hate? I mean, it's hard to go, hey, I don't think I'm going to like this movie, but let's watch it. But I'm going to have to say I can answer this somewhat. Hacksaw Ridge. Very interested in this film. Really wanted to know what this stuff was about. But I didn't really want to like it because I just have this weird distaste for Andrew Garfield. I'm just not a fan. But then I watched it and I really liked it, and I actually really liked him in it. So I guess that's the answer for that one. Number 4, your first date movie. Have no clue. Not a clue in the world. So I will go with the first movie that I took my wife to as a date movie, and that is Carrie 2: The Rage. What movie reminds you of family? Of your family? Now, my family was not a sit around and watch movies type family. Watch some TV here and there, as we sat down, but it was either just my dad watching TV or my mom watching TV during the day. So I'll have to go with just me and my brother. We rented this movie so much that when we would go to the video store, they would just know what we're looking for. And that's Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. And still to this day, when Shot Factory put it out on Blu-ray, I had to own it. It is one of the cheesiest films of all time, but still, I still feel like I have to save the rec center. I really do. What movie hit you more than you thought? Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump hits me every damn time I watch it. A lot of different parts to the movie, but when he finds out he has a son, Man, the flood turns, man, just that's just one of them movies that hits me really hard. There's no rhyme nor reason why it hits me. It's just seeing that emotional character grow throughout this film, and then that scene just boing, it's the end of it. I've had enough. Time to fucking cry. Da, 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 da. Number 7, which I don't even know why I'm saying numbers because I know these are in the wrong order. What was the first film you watched without your family? I have this kind of memory of when my father was in the Air Force, riding my bike to the theater. We had a theater that I believe only had one movie in it, and it was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I remember seeing that by myself somewhat. But I will, while that's kind of foggy, I'll go with when I was 100% on my own, left the house, left everything. I'm my own person. I joined the Army right out of basic training. Me and a group of buddies went and seen Braveheart. So, either one. Number 8, what film do you watch the most? Stand By Me. I have always just used that as a go-to movie, whether or not I'm organizing stuff or I'm just, doing something around the movie room or whatever. It is my go-to movie. I can set and quote this entire movie. Um, I couldn't even tell you how many times I've seen this movie. What is your favorite non-English speaking film? And I will fuck the name of this up because I'm not foreign to me. Diabolik. Um, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is a Hitchcockian film that actually Hitchcock drew inspiration from. I know I said it wrong. I know you're going to correct me, so go for it. Also, just like the Wolfman said, Italian horror is some of the best horror out there, gothic horror. So there are a lot of Barbara Steele films that are out there that I could put in this, but I'm going to go with the one I mentioned. What TV got you hooked? What TV show got you hooked? This is not me watching television. This is when I bought the box sets, and that is definitely MASH and The Twilight Zone. These are two of my favorite TV shows of all time, and I binge watched the hell out of both of them when I bought the box sets. But if we're going to go more modern times rather than just TV shows, the first one that ever got me really hooked that I know is a episodic, episode to episode to episode storyline, it's The Sopranos. I could not get enough of this show. As soon as the next box set came out, I had it and I watched them all, in a matter of days. What film do you watch to cheer yourself up? I guess this also was to cheer yourself up if you're sick, I think is what the actual question was. And I will binge watch series of films, not one in particular. I will go through, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Star Wars is a big one. Most of the time I will pull out the Alien box set though, or the Alien. Let's go with this. It's either the Aliens or Planet of the Apes box sets. Those are two of my favorites, so I will, I'll binge watch on those. Number 12, what old film would you like to see remade? Remakes are 99.99999 shit. So this is a really dumb question for me. And everybody I've seen answer this question is the same thing. I'm not going to go with none because I'm going to go with one that is inevitable. So it's the one that I would like to see the most, even though I don't want it done whatsoever, is they are slowly remaking Universal Monster films. And I love the Universal Monster films. They are probably my favorite horror films and as a series. And I would say since they're remaking them with The Mummy coming out and stuff like that, I'm going to have to say that I look forward to The Creature. I want to see what they do with The Creature. He is my favorite Universal Monster. So if I have to pick one, that's the one that I want to see because they're going to make it inevitably anyway. So why not, you know? So what? Wow. Wow, man, I cannot read that whatsoever. Oh, what what films are you looking forward to? I'll go to my two favorites, and that's Alien Covenant and War of the Planet of the Apes. Really looking forward to these. Of course, I'm looking forward to Star Wars. That's a no-brainer. No matter how bad people dog Episode 7, I'm looking forward to Episode 8. And I'm looking forward to Guardians, which, as this is filmed, it's opening tonight at, I think, 7 o'clock at my local cinema. So I may or may not see it tonight. But that's really about the only Marvel movie I'm really looking forward to. Thor has me interested, but I think when I watched the trailer, I was like, meh, because I really don't like the other two. And then when the Hulk showed up, I was like, holy shit. And I want to see the Hulk in it. So it's not fair to say that I want to see Thor. He's just not a character that I care for. What 3 films will you always like? And that is a stupid question because that is... No, that's not a stupid question. That's a good question. But that's a hard question. Because there are so many films that I will always rewatch at certain times. But the 3 films that I find myself watching more than any, and these are definitely in my top 10, most likely in my top 5, is Alien, which is my favorite film of all time, Planet of the Apes, and I was teetering with this other one because I love Psycho. I really love Psycho, but I think no matter how hard I try to fight it, I'm going to say Jaws. Jaws is one that I will always love. Now, I'm taking Star Wars off the table for this because that's just kind of stupid. I will always love Star Wars. The 3 films that I will always, always, always love: Alien, Planet of the Apes, and Jaws. And Psycho. So that's the top 14. We are supposed to tag other people. I don't know who the fuck's been tagged. I really don't. I really don't. So I'm going to tag Ryan Chataway. This is a hard one. I'm trying to think of who I've seen and who I've seen mentioned. And Chataway might be already there. Let's go with Lori Holt. Don't think I've heard her name yet. And Harry Benson. Let's go with that one. So if you have time, feel free to do this. If you do not have time, totally understood. If you would, link me. I would appreciate that if you do have time to do these, because these are fun to watch. I've watched a bunch of them so far. So That's it. Until next time, those are the top 14 in a totally fucked up order, probably, with questions that, answers that I hope you enjoyed. And that's it. So until later. Until later next time. Until later next time. Whatever.